Hey yo, it's your boy Court, man. Back here with another Court's conversation. I got my boy,
Young Pedro.
Yes, sir. So listen to me, man. We got some good stuff coming to y'all. Hope y'all enjoy it, man. Y'all stay tuned to the video, man.
To be there forever, I'ma make it through this weather. This my time is now or never. Gotta get it right. Keep it pushing on my own. Don't be worried about what I'm on. Don't even try to call my phone. I don't need your answer, and I'm not so heavy.
All right, man. So we here with a Court's conversation, man. So who do I have with me here today?
So my name is Jeremy Liddell. A lot of people know me as Pedro.
For sure.
Coming all the way from Walls Point, Mississippi, gang, West Side, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But yeah, man, we in the Jack. What's up with
Yeah, man. So tell the people a little bit about your career, background, kind of like a small little, like who you are, man.
For sure. So I'm a car salesman, Rogers Dabbs, Chevrolet in Brandon. If you need a car, you need an upgrade, come holler at me. I'm your guy.
Already.
I've worked so many different jobs, man. Mostly shoes, Nike, Converse, Dick's Sporting Goods. So I've been in sales for forever.
Yeah.
But on the other tip, I also do. I'm a model, creative director,
Sure.
stylist, man, top to bottom in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like with that, I'm also doing a business on the side where it's allowing me to create an asset that'll help me to stop trading my hours for dollars. So to build that generational wealth, so I can kick these jobs to the curb, man.
Time is money.
Time is money, man,
Sure.
and passive income is the game. So that's what I'm getting into. Yeah. So we can retire before I hit 60. I'm trying to retire in 5 to 10 years. So that's the game right now.
Yeah. So man, if you're tuning in to the channel, you already know I'm big about helping yourself develop, get along, become a better man, things of that nature. So look, just make sure that if you got any questions, you hit me up. But I'm also gonna have his information down in the description. So if you got any questions about cars, credit, business information as far as how to go about stuff the right way, get in contact with my boy, man.
For sure.
Because it's all about, like he said, building that generational wealth, making sure that we becoming better men so we can lead our families and just live that life that we want to live, man. For sure.
For sure.
All right. So, man, I think, I love the relationships. I love talking about that dating, that love life, man. So, I think a question that I always had for you was, in the professional world, when you see women, as far like, how do you think that professional environment and just them growing up into that professional, realm has impacted their dating life?
Man, in general, when it comes to professional women, especially once it gets into like higher income, I think a lot of times they struggle when they can't find a guy that can match that income. A lot of times just on the intellectual level, you'll see where higher incomes, you just have someone that's on the same wavelength.
For sure.
So black people in general, like typically you'll find where a woman is going to be more educated. So that higher education is going to lead to a higher income. Well, you have to understand that just to understand how the dating world is going to work. You're probably going to come into a lot of guys that don't meet that income. So just in transparency, if you're knowing that up front, at least finding a guy that may be on the same intellectual level as you could still be an option versus just, weeding out everybody just because they don't make the same income.
You just completely closed off because that guy don't make enough money for you. And that really be limiting chicks' options, man. So if you're a woman, you listening, man, make sure you listening a little bit. Because I feel like another thing to add to what he's saying, say for instance, you become that 6-figure earner, businesswoman, high caliber lady. You got to look at the percentage of men that actually make that type of money that you're looking for. Because you probably want to date a man that makes more money than you. So if you make 6 figures, how many men percentage wise are even making that much?
Facts.
So then now you got to look at their race. Now you got to look at, you don't want them to be ugly. So you chopping down the percentages.
Every time.
Man.
Every time.
You want them to be 6 foot, 6-figure earner. And
he can't be ugly.
Man, and he can't be ugly. You want a perfect man. You gotta give up something. Not literally, but that's just putting you in a perspective of what options really come to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a 10% guy that's making that type of money. Less than 10, really. And if he really making a lot of money, he gets into that 2-3% of all men in the whole United States. So
it's just something to be put into perspective.
Yeah.
Like I was put on game a long time ago. In high school, my football coach, he's married, he's a teacher.
For sure.
His wife is a nurse. She head nurse at the hospital that she works at.
Yeah.
He was like, hey guys, you know, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
You know I don't make much money. Yeah. My wife is a nurse. When I come home, she comes home, it's the first of the month, I'm asking her why are the bills not paid. Not because, you know, I'm trying to make her spend all the money, but because we know as a family, if she makes the bulk of the money, what's going to put us in the best position for us to be successful. So if your income is going to take care of the bills, then my income can take care of something else.
Yeah.
And he can still be the head of the household and still lead because his decisions accompanied with hers are all for the best interest of the family.
Yeah.
So that perspective kind of put things in perspective for me to say that, okay, maybe I don't have to, even for guys, because guys feel like they got to make, you know, more money than their wives too. So that kind of put things in perspective there. So just understanding and being transparent about that up front to say, hey, if this person meets everything else, income shouldn't necessarily have to be a deal breaker.
Yeah, end all be all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely can see that, man. So it's just because a guy doesn't make a certain amount of money doesn't mean that he isn't a man.
No.
And a lot of times I see that society has defined males based on their income. You know,
absolutely.
As far as society, you have to like prove your worth to the people.
That's
and
crazy.
The only way a man can really do that for real is if he a 6-figure earner or making a good amount of money. So just make sure that y'all keep that in mind when you looking at these guys. Sometimes try to look outside the pockets a little bit, because if his head on straight and he really got ambitions and goals in life and he treating you right, hey, 10 years from now,
facts,
he might make way more than 6 figures.
Honestly.
You never really know, because it depends on what type of field he in. You really don't know. So you just make sure that you dating with your heart, not your pockets.
I've honestly been in a situation, not even just on a financial platform, but more so I was dating a chick. She was getting her master's. I didn't finish college. She was getting her master's, complete her master's, and her friend got on the phone and was like, you know, she getting her master's, right? I was like, yeah, you know. I appreciate I appreciate that about her, that she's continuing her education so she can make something better of herself.
For sure.
But she was trying to push that on me like I need to cuff this because she has a master's. Yeah. But I know people with masters that I would never date.
Yeah.
They don't fit my standard of the type of woman that I want to have in my life, and that's okay. But she was trying to make me feel like because she has a master's degree that that's something that I should consider highly to be dating her. But again, if women are typically more educated than the man, understanding that shouldn't have to always be something that's going to be a deal breaker for you just because he's not educated on a school perspective.
Yeah, because he might can still get into a field that can make him way more money than you. And then, off of trade, off of skills.
If he's still spitting knowledge, so he didn't go to college or whatever, or he didn't graduate college, but
that don't make him not a man now.
He learned about real estate.
Yep.
He understands how to invest. He understands that taxes are a thing. He understands credit. He still got game.
He still know how to raise a family. He still got characteristics as a real man as far as his principles, his morals. He could protect you. He might be a little hood.
Yeah.
So he got your back some pop
really,
off.
Honestly.
So he got everything but the education out there, but he still represent everything else as a man.
Facts.
So don't just close off guys just because of that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a woman and you listening, now take heed of that a little bit. Because some of these guys you looking over really could be that guy that you could have lived that relationship goal that you're looking for, you know what I'm saying, to really make you happy. Another thing I want to ask you is, do you think that women in the professional world are like harder to date? Like, do you think that they carry themselves in a way to where it's harder for a lot of guys to get to them?
I think women, same thing. I think women with a higher status, typically making a higher income, feel like they've taken a role as like the alpha woman.
So they'll close off a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
They feel like essentially they're the man in the relationship because they're making the money.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they don't even allow a certain type of guy to approach them.
Yeah.
It takes a guy that's got a lot more confidence. Typically, you have to have the money in that situation. It's not often where you'll see a woman that's okay with accepting a guy that doesn't even meet her type of
financial
standards. So it gets tough. It takes a guy that's confident.
Yeah.
It takes a guy that knows how to make a woman comfortable and allow her to be herself, and really just show her that she can be vulnerable and that the same things that we were just talking about don't matter, because ultimately you're trying to find that type of love. So yeah, it's a thing.
Most definitely, man. I definitely agree with you, man. Man, so I've always wanted to ask you another question as well, because I know that you're a businessman. So to me, and just as long as I've been knowing you, you've always represented that model man, you know, a good role model and figure to other men and how they should carry themselves and how they should be business-wise, person-wise, characteristics-wise, and just morals as a man. When you look into parenting, how do you think parenting has affected the way their sons look into their dating life? Or like, how do you think their parents has affected their son's dating life in general?
For sure. First off, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for
made
sure,
me have a little
man.
moment, man.
Know,
Yeah,
for
sure.
Yeah.
So just from the surface level, parents in general, it's an indirect effect, almost direct with guys, and whatever you see is what you're gonna emulate, just off the strength. If you don't know nothing else, you're gonna do what's naturally happening around you. So for guys that's growing up in a 2-parent household, you see your dad go to work, come home, takes care of the family. You're gonna think, okay, go to work, come home, take care of the family.
That's what
as far as you're growing up, that's what men do, exactly. Same thing. You're in a 2-parent household. Your dad comes home. If you're used to seeing your dad beat on your mom, unless there's a conversation that shows you that this feels wrong,
you're more likely
to beat on women down the road,
or be very aggressive, when you
or abusive, whether it's verbally or physically. And you might not even realize that it's a thing, but because that's what you're seeing, that's what you saw growing up, you think that this is either okay or just naturally you didn't even realize that you were growing into this person. On the other side, you got single parent households. So if you're growing up with just your mom and
like an absent father.
So dad's not in the picture at all you see is mom's. If she's not, or if she doesn't have that space to try and mold you to a man, you don't have male figures around you, then you're likely to do again what you see around you. So if you only got
women, you around girls.
Yeah, exactly. So you around girls, you around women. Your mom is bringing in boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend. So that mental is showing you that you don't have to be stable. You don't have to stick around with one woman because your own mom can't find a guy that's stable enough to stick around with her. So, and that's not saying that necessarily that you as a guy have to be with multiple women, but
it's just the perspective of how you see
women. If your mom can't be with a stable guy, with one guy, because she don't have to be with your father, but if she can't find a boyfriend and you see that guy and just that guy, and then eventually they get married, then that's doing something to your mental.
What about if like they got the single mother and she just never ends up getting another man? So then you think it's kind of like okay to not just commit all the way to a woman, kind of, because you seen your mama kind of grow up like that, right?
So that's where values come into place. Because I got plenty of classmates that have dealt with the same thing, but they're married with kids now. No problem. Stand-up guys.
For sure.
But I also know their moms. Ironic enough, a lot of my classmates were classmates with my mom.
Oh, for sure.
At least like 10 of them.
Yeah.
So all of them got pregnant at the same time. Crazy. But nah, all of their moms are like legit. So they made sure they was at school on time. They had their grades. They respected women. They pulled their pants up. Everything to say, hey, this is what men do. Yeah. I'm your mom, but if I'm gonna teach you how to be a man, this is what you need to do. Right. So,
but do you think that it works?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
Cause the way I see it, a lot of the time, single mothers to me, I ain't gonna say all the time. I'm gonna just say like 70 to 80% of single mothers create simps. To me, I don't know if that's accurate statement. But I see a lot of guys that don't have a father figure in their life, they become simps because they start to beg for women, or like their mother showered them with so much love that when they go toward women, it's like they're overbearing with love and attention to where they just whatever she wants, I'm giving it to her, and then they end up getting hurt and kind of dogged out a little bit by women because they don't have that backbone. Like they're just so invested, and they'll be dumb to a sense. For some women,
I think same thing. I think it all depends on the mom's perspective on how to raise their boy. So if you got a mom that's like she's spoiling her son to death, then that could easily create a guy that thinks when he gets with a girl, man, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. I'm at home all day, not working. When you get off work, you don't come home and cook and clean stuff. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. If you a guy out there, first of all, and you at home all day, and it's alright if you ain't got no job. If you looking for a job, you're trying to find one.
For sure.
But your shorty come home, you ain't cook, you ain't clean, and you expecting her to do it. She done worked a hard day.
You looking for a mama, not a
you looking for a mama, straight up.
You looking for a mama, not a wife, or a potential spouse. Yeah, I definitely feel that.
Yeah, so if it's all based on the mom, honestly, because she can only do what she can do. So
and she want to give you the world anyway, because you don't have a father. That's always on her brain.
So whatever type of influence that she puts on her son is gonna be what he knows until he sees something else. So let's say you got a mom, because it don't always work out. Let's say you got a mom that is doing those things, teaching you how to be a man, teaching you how to court a woman, teaching you everything that she think is gonna prepare you for the world. But then when you're not home, you might be in the streets. So you might be with your homies. And you see them either with their friends or with their fathers or with other older male role models.
Yeah, for sure.
And all they do is talk about disrespecting women. Yeah. So now you're thinking this is a thing because
you think that's how men's supposed to be.
That's how men's supposed to be because nobody's showing you the game. Right. Game not getting passed down. Yeah. So that's also a thing.
And then sometimes it seems like they be having the most success with women.
Right.
Being like that, so then that starts to contaminate your approach with women because you think that you gotta be disrespectful or treated women a certain way in order to get them. Because
unfortunately, a damaged woman looks for that type of stuff. Yeah. I had a conversation with some of my friends. They were women, and they were speaking with their women friends about how they said they don't feel like a guy loves them if he doesn't hit them. Yeah. So they would be in an argument, and guy might be trying to, cease the problem, and she'll be like, just hit me and get it over with. Yeah.
Tripping.
Like, seriously, like, this is what you want? That's not love, bro. That's not love.
Because they feel like if you doing that, then you care.
You care. Nah.
That's toxic, bro.
A person that cares about you has your best interest at heart.
For sure.
Period.
Most definitely.
Their purpose isn't to inflict pain on you, unless you like it. But that's another story. But you shouldn't be trying to. That shouldn't be a thing, bro. It shouldn't be. I don't like what's going on, so you gotta catch this backhand or punching you. And nah, that's not a thing. Abuse is very toxic, and women shouldn't be allowing that. Men, hold your friends, hold your homies accountable. You shouldn't be allowing that. You should be a stand-up guy, and you should be respecting women because that's what stand-up guys do. Straight up.
I agree, man, 1,000%, bro. Most definitely. So, I kind of wanted to relate that into, like, what do you think is the biggest flaw that guys have that struggle in dating? So say for instance, I'm a guy and I'm struggling to get women.
Yeah.
What do you think one of my biggest flaws is, just looking at a general picture?
Man, when it comes to flaws, man, typically, man, it's the process. It ain't even like, it's the whole setup of it. So when you talk about the process, you talk about the approach. So basically shooting your shot. You gotta know how. It's not gonna always be perfect, but there are calculated moves. Biggest thing is opportunity. You gotta take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime in the lifetime of that opportunity. Give you an example.
Hello, bro. Say that one more time. Break it down now.
You gotta take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime in the lifetime of that opportunity.
For sure.
What that means is, if the opportunity is present, don't think it's gonna always be there. Sometimes you gotta shoot right now.
Yeah.
Cause if you
All or
don't,
nothing.
all or nothing. Everything I got.
You got the perfect timing right now. If you don't do it, you're gonna lose out.
This ain't a machine gun.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not just,
Yeah.
nah.
You only get one bullet.
It's a sniper.
Yeah. You got
one shot. Everything you got. And if
Yeah.
you miss, you might not ever get that chance
At
again.
all.
So now you're just waiting again.
Yeah.
Same thing with dating. So
approach.
So let's just say you in the
right.
mall or something. Typically women like a guy that's funny.
Yeah.
So like if you, first of all, don't be a creep.
Yeah.
Don't be running up on these women, making them feel uncomfortable. If she uncomfortable in any situation, it's not gonna go well.
I be thinking like the like having a guy that's funny, that comes with like a type of swag to yourself.
Definitely.
Especially because
It's a cheat code.
most of the times when you are funny, you have a certain confidence about yourself that when you're talking, it's making her smile. That energy that you're portraying, the energy that you're walking around with is just oozing off into her, and that's making her enjoy your presence. Yeah, for sure.
So honestly, I'm glad you said that. So before you can even get into all that, finding yourself and seeing what works for you. If you don't love yourself, you can't even begin to expect someone else to accept you. So it starts there. Finding yourself, figuring out who you are, how you like to dress. If you want to enhance your style, all that comes into play because you should always be looking for growth.
Yeah.
So from there, understanding the approach, how to make everything about it is making a woman comfortable. Yeah. I don't care if you trying to get a girl number to date, to find a girlfriend, wife, or even just to have sex, or even just to find a legit platonic friend. Yeah. If she's not comfortable, it's done. Period. Everything is about making her comfortable. If she don't feel comfortable enough to exchange conversation, if she don't feel comfortable enough to lay on you, if she don't feel comfortable enough to let you into her queendom, it's not gonna work. Yeah. It ain't gonna work.
Because a lot of dudes creeps, and you don't know what their previous experiences are with males.
Right.
So they can have a certain guard up that's causing them to not be comfortable around you anyway. So it's really important for you to make sure that you can have that aura around you to where, hey, it's cool.
You definitely want to give off that energy to where she feels okay being around you.
And I think that relates a lot to protecting.
Definitely.
Protecting. So talk about the process a little bit. I remember you said something.
So like I was saying, it starts with like the approach. If you can make her comfortable, just I don't know if you gotta crack a joke. Yeah. I don't know if you gotta give her a compliment or just create some type of rapport. Like with my business, we always talk about finding common ground before you get to higher ground. So what that means is if I don't know Court at all, and I'm trying to see how I can spark up a conversation because he seems like a good guy for me to network with, I might say, "Oh man, I see you got on a state shirt. You
for
you
sure.
go to state?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna let you have that because I'm an LSU guy.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm Jackson State to the core, but I went to LSU, so I'm a SEC. I'm gonna let you have it.
So then,
now,
my mom went to Jackson State. So if I relate that back to him, we got instant connection.
Instant rapport. Now we both vested in the conversation. I got something to speak on. He got something to speak on because we found that common ground.
For sure.
So now, as I stay in that common ground, I can then move the conversation to higher ground. So you gotta find some type of common ground. I don't care if you're cracking a joke. First off, make sure you're funny.
Don't be out here being lame.
Don't be out here being a lame. Test your jokes out on your friends, man. Whether it's your homies or you got friend girls, just say random stuff. Man, I say corny stuff all the time, man. Why couldn't the melons get married? Because they cantaloupe. Hey, man, sometimes you gotta be lame. And when she call you lame, but she still laugh, I just want to see you smile.
Yeah.
It
wasn't that.
It wasn't that.
So, and that confidence, the fact that he can even tell a woman, Hey, I just wanted to see you smile. You seemed like you was having a bad day.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see you smile.
I just want to see you smile.
Like,
simple.
When you saying stuff like that, that's when you talking your ish.
Yeah.
When you talk your ish to a chick, bro, now you flexing yourself a little bit like, hey, I got it going on, so I'm coming to talk to you.
You in your bag at that moment.
Hey, in the Duffy.
Yup.
So Moses, I agree, man.
So find that common ground. So like I say, whether you cracking a joke, you see that she got on a shirt that might have helped you
break the ice.
Yeah. Or you might just need some help.
Yeah.
But while needing help, still need to find something where you can get to that common ground.
Yeah.
So that approaches everything.
Mm-hmm.
So then from there, if you're able to move forward with getting her number, this and that, make sure that transaction is smooth. So now in the process of actually getting to know each other, don't be so quick to be forward. Women hate when guys ask for pics.
Yeah.
So if you come in, you get a number, hey, how's it going? I'm good. How you doing? I'm doing fine. All right, bet. Can you send me a pic? No.
Yeah, I don't know you.
Relax.
Cornball.
I don't know you. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Relax. Get to know her.
Yeah.
See how her day is going. I hate the question, so tell me about yourself. Or I hate that statement.
Right.
Because I can tell you everything in my 30 years of life. That's a lot of stuff. And you probably don't want to hear all 30 years. That's 30 years of information.
Nah, you don't want to hear all
Nah.
that.
So what instead I like to do is I say, hey, how about we play a game of questions? I'm going to ask you a question. You answer, and then I'll answer. So that way we can learn a little bit about each other at the same time. And then vice versa. You ask me a question, I'll answer, you answer. And then, we'll keep going like that. So that way, if I ask her a question, she says something that I can relate to, I can then add on to that.
Yeah.
Conversation moves naturally.
Yeah.
You don't ever want anything to feel forced. Because
But
remember,
don't over text either.
No, we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Because we don't double text.
No, we don't double text. No over texting either. But
Nah.
because like what he's saying is like when you're doing it, it's making her comfortable.
Yes.
It's getting her used to
And that's
talking
what I
to
was
you.
getting to.
It's not really the fact that you're just trying to I gotta get to know her. It's just as you talk more, you tend to get to know a person. What they like, don't like, the interaction is starting to become natural.
Yep.
And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make sure that everything is just a natural flowing vibe. Because you don't want it to seem forced.
No.
You don't want to seem mad, uptight, none of that type of stuff.
You want all your interactions to be organic.
Yeah.
You want everything to naturally happen like he was saying. So with that conversation, and you ain't even got to come in saying let's do questions.
Yeah.
When you first get the number, y'all chopping it up, just start with how's your day? See what's going on. Because first question, you ask that question, how's your day? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I just got to work. Oh, cool. Where do you work?
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah, just keep the conversation flowing. Don't be an investigator out here, but,
Nah.
and just keep it flowing because that's the process of getting to know a person. It has to be genuine. It has to flow, man. And that a part of that comes with game.
Definitely.
But like he said, though, you got to know yourself. Because if you got a life of your own, you're not finna be just blowing her up.
Right.
If you working on your own stuff, bro, she's gonna eventually want to know what you're into.
Yep.
So you gotta have, cause like he said, when you playing that question game, when you have to answer, you gotta have an answer. You can't. I be chilling. Yep. What? Everybody be chilling,
Everybody
bro.
be chilling.
So what is about you?
You ain't bringing nothing to the table if all you doing is chilling.
Yeah, because now she see, I'm working towards something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he has a little work ethic
Right.
because what he telling he working toward, that's pretty hard.
Yeah.
So then she might be inquisitive about your background because that'll show what type of man you really are. And that can, bro, when a girl see how you carrying yourself as a man in your kingdom, because she gotta be a queen in your kingdom.
For sure.
When she see you already taking care and you building your own empire, man, she trying to come sit on that throne right beside you, bro.
And now you got her wanting to become invested in the situation.
Yeah. Cause now she feel like you worth it.
Yeah. Now you're worth it. You got the number. You doing your part.
Yep.
And now you letting her create her investment by saying, okay, I think this is something that I really want to get into. So you'll see those texts start to come a little bit more frequent.
She might start hitting you up, double texting and stuff.
Exactly.
Ball in your court now, buddy.
Yeah. But and you gotta understand the game. So even with that, going through the process, if you're able to get a chick number, understand that it's 60-40% going on right now. You got her number. She didn't know who you was before today. Mm-hmm. So you can't expect 50-50 out the gate. And this women too.
Yeah.
If a woman shoot that shot at the guy, understand that the shooter always has to put in the most initial work until it's understood that, okay, we both want this. But up front, you got to start out 60-40.
Yep.
60-40. So what that means is, if we're looking at 100% of effort, I give 60%, and then I allow her to give 40.
If she don't give up that 40 though, don't you go to 61.
No.
Do not go to 61.
I don't encourage moving past that line. Now, on different cases, so let's just say it's a chick you've been eyeing for a while, and you really want her. And take this with caution. 70-30 is still a thing. Because you got some folks to where they really like that persistence, especially women. They see a guy, you're not a creep, but you're showing that, hey, I meant what I said. I'm invested in you. I see it, I like it, I want it. And I'm willing to put in the work to get that. So I don't mind putting in, I'm just showing you that I don't mind putting in 70% if you can only offer me 30. If you saying that you had 30%, I got 70. And this 70 gonna take us to 100% and we straight. I don't encourage it. But it's still a thing.
And it's rare too.
That's
not a common thing you should go around with women. That's certain situations.
Yeah.
Because it depends on the chick.
It definitely depends on the chick.
Definitely depends.
So don't just go out here thinking, oh man, she more attractive than her, so I want to put more energy. No, it's still 60-40. Still 60-40.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, bro.
Yeah,
definitely
you got to feel that.
You, for sure.
So love language is a thing. If you don't know your love language, I highly encourage you. I think the website is the5lovelanguages.com. That'll teach you a lot about yourself and how a person can love you, how you need to be loved.
Because then you know what you want. I can agree with that because you want to know about yourself before you get into it with somebody else. So I can agree with that.
Because if you're asking for someone you're expecting them to be interested in you, attracted to you, and to ultimately love you, you got to know what that looks like.
Yeah, for sure.
So my top two love languages are quality time and physical touch. So I don't care what we doing. If me and Shorty just at my crib, she can be doing work or watching Netflix while I be over here either on a business call or playing Monopoly on my phone or scrolling the timeline. But with her being here around me, that's enough for me. Just to feel each other's energy and be around each other. Or we could just be chilling and we having some random conversation. And then next to that, like I said, is physical touch. So we don't have to be cuddled up. Yeah. We don't have to be all snuggled up under each other. We don't have to hold hands and all that. But like if we chilling, if I could lay on you, or like if my leg is on you or your leg is on me, something about us is touching. That does it for me.
For sure.
So I'm cool on it. But that's because I know who I am. So if you haven't taken that test, I highly encourage it. It'll teach you a lot about yourself, and it may expose a lot about why you've had the experiences that you've had in the past that may not have worked out for you.
Hey, I'm gonna take that test, bro, because I don't know mine. I ain't gonna lie. I hear about it all the time, but I just never really just thought about taking it. And but that, like he said though, that definitely can teach you about yourself, because now you know what you like. Now you know what you can expect out of someone else. And like he said, comparing that to other situations, dang, whole time I like this.
Whole time.
She never gave me that. So that's really the reason why I didn't feel her like that. And it might be the reason why I feel this shit. So that's definitely a smooth card you could play as far as, learning about yourself, most definitely.
Definitely. I would even sometimes, somewhere in that conversation, even ask someone, hey, do you know what your love languages are? If you don't, send her the link. See,
be skeptical of them chicks that be talking about, ain't one about them gifts.
Yes, that's a love language.
Be careful with them. Be careful about them chicks though, bro. She talking about something, the way her heart is buying her gifts, bro. Be careful now.
But also take this into account that gifts don't have to be financial.
For sure.
So a gift could be sending her a handwritten letter or a card or something, or having an anonymous person call her and while she at work and tell her that you love her, or just stuff like that are still considered gifts. something that
anything
she can receive.
Yeah, if she don't appreciate them things though, that ain't costing no money.
Nah, facts though.
All right.
Yeah, just be careful.
For sure, man.
But again, we're taking a test as well. I encourage you, take it a couple of times. Probably take it maybe 3 times. Because you may come into some answers where you may feel like, well, for this question, I feel like this sometimes, and I feel like this sometimes. So take the question, take the quiz once and answer it how you feel the first way, and then take it again. And then I would say probably even write that question down and the answer that you chose the first time. And then the second time you take the test, choose the other answer. Just so that way it can give you some options so you can kind of see what their range is, because it might change a couple percentages of what your love language is.
Because you definitely, after that, bro, you can definitely communicate to your partner or the girl what you expect. Like, hey, this is what I like.
This is what I like.
And I know this is what I like.
Yep.
If you can't provide that for me,
we probably not gonna work out.
Straight up. Straight up.
Yep.
And at that point, you get to stop beating around the bush.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you get to cut that plan. Because our guys that's watching this can relate. I had that chick that was playing around. Bro, she playing, bro.
Yep,
she wasting time.
Yep.
She wasting time because you letting her.
Yep.
When you assert what you want, she understands your standard. If she can't meet it, it will be known.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Nah,
for sure, man. So that's the end of it, man. And that was a great talk, man. I appreciate you for coming on,
for
my
sure.
guy, man. It's all love, bro. And you know, that's just my whole thing, man. It's been your boy Court.
It's Pedro.
And we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We trying to grow this channel, man. So like, comment, subscribe to everything.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow the kid.
So, man. Hey,
sure.
I got his social media.
Do that.
Business information.
Yeah. Hit me
Literally,
up.
any question you can think of.
Any question.
Business-wise, when it comes to this.
Question. Any question.
Hit my guy up. If he don't know, he can get you in contact with
For
the
sure.
right people. I'm telling you.
For sure.
You need a job. You need to understand how money works. Credit. I'm telling you, this is your man. All right?
I'm connected.
For sure.
For sure.
So, hey, man, I appreciate you again, bro,
Oh, yeah.
for coming on, man.
Already.
It's been a course conversation. We out.